Welcome back to the channel, my fellow Salem addicts. We have 4 massive summer twists and casting changes coming our way, and I am half celebrating and half dreading what is about to happen to my favorite characters. First of all, let's talk about the casting shakeup, because we need to rip the Band-Aid off. We are getting a Javi Hernandez recast. Yes, you heard that right. It won't be long before Jacob Martinez takes over the role of Javi from Calderon. The spoilers say his first episode is going to air on June 30. And honestly, I have mixed feelings about this. I've really enjoyed Calderon's take on the character, especially with all this messy, toxic drama involving Leo Stark. I mean, Javi is completely infatuated with Leo, ignoring all the red flags, even getting advice from EJ DiMera to stay away. But you know how it is in Salem. A recast usually means the writers are about to take the character in a completely different, probably much darker direction. Is Jacob Martinez going to bring a more hardened edge to Javi? Because if he is going to survive being in Leo Stark's orbit, he is going to need it. I am definitely here for it, but I'm going to miss Al. Okay, back to the main point, which is the absolute dumpster fire that is DiMera Enterprises. Can we talk about Johnny and Theo for a second? The spoilers are confirming that Johnny DiMera and Theo Carver are officially teaming up as co-CEOs of the company. Yes, finally. I have been watching this show for years, and I have been begging for the younger generation to step up and take control away from the toxic older DiMeras. EJ has completely ruined the company's reputation, and Tony is always changing his mind. So having Johnny and Theo at the helm is exactly what we need. Theo has such a pure heart, and Johnny actually has a moral compass most of the time. Anyway, remember when EJ was literally trying to push Theo out of the company? And now, Theo is back, co-ruling the empire. It's poetic justice. But I am also terrified for them because trying to fix the DiMera reputation is like trying to put out a forest fire with a water gun. And we cannot forget the immense pressure Theo is under right now. Theo is stepping up as co-CEO, while his personal life is an absolute emotional roller coaster. His mother, Lexi, is back from the dead, but we all know Dr. Rolf's serum is failing. Lexi is getting sick again, and Theo is watching his family shatter. Abe is torn between Paulina and Lexi. The trauma this poor kid has endured is staggering. So for him to walk into DiMera Enterprises and try to clean up EJ's mess, it takes a level of bravery that most people in Salem just don't have. I just pray that EJ doesn't try to use Theo as a scapegoat when the drug investigation blows up. Because if EJ tries to pin the tainted Versavik scandal on Theo, I will personally riot. And that brings me to the absolute darkest part of this summer preview, the drug crisis. Because of course, DiMera Pharmaceuticals is in the middle of a massive, deadly scandal. We already saw poor Destiny collapse and die right in the town square because of these tainted drugs. Sarah and Brady have been investigating it, tracking down Liam Selechko, trying to figure out who is responsible. But now the spoilers say Johnny is going to get dragged right into the middle of this scandalous drug investigation. And he isn't doing it alone. Steve Johnson, our beloved Patch, and Brady Black are going to ask Johnny for his help. I mean, when Patch and Brady come to you for help, you know things are serious. And let's pause and think about Steve Johnson and Brady Black for a second. These two have been fighting DiMera corruption for literally decades. Steve has been tortured, brainwashed, and had his family threatened more times than I can count. Brady has lost so much to this family's toxic games. So seeing them team up to mentor Johnny, It's brilliant. They know that the only way to truly take down a DiMera is from the inside. They are putting Johnny in an impossible position, but they also know he is the only one who can get the hard evidence needed to link DiMera Pharmaceuticals to the tainted drugs. I just hope Johnny knows what he is getting himself into, because crossing EJ is a death wish. EJ doesn't forgive, and he certainly doesn't forget. But here is where I am absolutely losing my mind. Johnny might be forced to expose his own father. Yes, EJ DiMera is heavily implicated in this tainted drug mess. I am screaming. Can you imagine the fallout? Johnny is already dealing with so much right now. Chanel is pregnant and battling breast cancer. He is trying to run a global conglomerate. And now he has to investigate his own dad for essentially poisoning the town? I am so sorry, but EJ deserves whatever is coming to him. EJ has been acting like an absolute monster lately. He screamed at Kristen in a blind rage. He is using Cat Green to make Belle jealous, and he is playing God with Dr. Rolf serums. If Johnny helps Steve and Brady take EJ down, it is going to be the ultimate betrayal in EJ's eyes. EJ is going to face a massive betrayal from his own flesh and blood, and I am entirely here for it. It is about time EJ faces some consequences. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the other side of this DiMera civil war. Kristen. Oh my God, Kristen DiMera. I know some people are loving her right now, but personally, I think she is more unhinged than ever. EJ just found out that Kristen hired Sophia to literally assassinate Johnny. Let that sink in. Kristen tried to have her own nephew killed. EJ went absolutely ballistic on her, and rightfully so. But Kristen? She doesn't feel an ounce of remorse. She is probably thrilled that EJ and Johnny's relationship is about to implode over this drug scandal. But Kristen doesn't just sit back and watch. Oh no. She has her own revenge plot against her brother, and it is the most twisted, manipulative thing she has done in years. The spoilers reveal that Kristen is reaching out to Sydney DiMera. Sydney DiMera is coming back to Salem. I literally jumped off my couch when I read that. If you have been watching since the old days, you know the absolute trauma surrounding Sydney. She is the daughter of EJ and Sammy Brady. Remember the iconic Baby Switch storyline in 2009, where Nicole stole Sydney and raised her as her own? That was peak soap opera. Sydney has been off-screen for years, living her life away from the Salem madness. And now Kristen is dragging her back into the swamp. Why? Because Sydney is EJ's beloved daughter. She is his weak spot. Kristen is bringing Sydney back to Salem for one specific reason: to completely destroy the relationship between EJ and his daughter. Think about how sick that is. Kristen is so mad at EJ that she is going to poison his own child against him. She is going to manipulate Sydney, feed her lies, or maybe just tell her the brutal truth about what a monster EJ has become. EJ is going to be fighting a war on two fronts. His son Johnny is investigating him for a deadly drug scandal, and his sister Kristen is turning his daughter Sydney against him. EJ is going to lose everything this summer, and honestly, I kind of want to see him squirm. He has been so arrogant, thinking he can control everyone like chess pieces. Well, checkmate, EJ. And let's talk about the casting for Sydney, because the rumor mill is on fire right now. There is no official word yet on who is playing Sydney DiMera, but the behind-the-scenes social media hints are pointing straight at an actress named Sydney Malakai. I mean, how meta is that? An actress named Sydney playing Sydney. I have been stalking her Instagram, and she definitely has that fierce DiMera Brady energy. She looks like she could absolutely hold her own against Dan Feuerriegel and Stacy Hyduck. If she is the one taking over the role, I am so ready to see her tear up the DiMera mansion. Sydney has Sammy Brady's blood in her veins. She is not going to be some passive little pawn. If Kristen thinks she can just easily manipulate Sami's daughter, she might have another thing coming. I just can't get over how perfectly all these storylines are weaving together. It really honors the history of the show, while giving us fresh, high-stakes drama. The DiMera family is completely fracturing. Johnny and Theo are trying to be the good guys, but they are swimming in a sea of sharks. EJ is losing his grip on his company, his son, and soon his daughter. Kristen is just lighting matches and throwing them everywhere. And meanwhile, we have the Javi recast happening right in the middle of the Leo Stark chaos. It is exhausting being a soap fan sometimes, but honestly, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I really hope the writers don't rush this. I want to see the slow burn of Johnny realizing his dad is a criminal. I want to see the exact moment EJ realizes Kristen stole his daughter's loyalty. I want to see Theo standing his ground as co-CEO. The stakes are just so incredibly high. If Johnny actually goes to the cops, or goes to Rafe and Jada with evidence against EJ, it is going to shake the foundation of Salem. And poor Chanel. She is dealing with cancer, and now her husband is going to war with his billionaire father. I just want to give Chanel a hug, you guys. She deserves a break. So what do you guys think? Are you as stressed out about this summer preview as I am? Do you think Johnny will actually pull the trigger and expose EJ's drug crimes? Are you excited for Jacob Martinez to take over as Javi? And most importantly, how do you think Sydney DiMera is going to react when she gets back to Salem and sees the absolute mess her family is in? Drop your wildest theories in the comments, because I need to talk about this with people who understand the crazy lore of this show. I am going to be obsessively refreshing my feeds for more casting news. Keep your eyes peeled, guys. The DiMera Civil War is here, and it is going to be legendary.